Welcome back to the Rundown again, everyone. I'm your host, Nick Simonson. Great to be back with you here at the start of summer. We're getting some heat. We're getting some fish recovering from what was a kind of iffy spring, late spawn, if you will, and now those fish are recovering. And when you're out looking for walleyes this time of year and you're getting fired up to get on those fish that are also coming up to feed, that are getting in on that early summer feed bag, you want to be on them as well, and you want to be in the strike zone. And that getting you down to that strike zone comes down to putting a bottom bouncer on your line, getting your baits and your offerings down there, whether it's a spinner, crawler harness, a slow death rig, and getting in on those fish that are feeding up in those ridges, or they're on those reefs, or they're coming up off of a channel. That's where you want to be, and that's where you want to get on fish. You can stop in at your local runnings to pick up bottom bouncers anywhere from 3/4 of an ounce on up to maybe 2.5 or 3, depending on how deep or fast you might be fishing. And from there, you can clip on your favorite spinner, your favorite setup, and get in on that walleye action right now, whether you're going to be trolling that spinner with, say, 2 hooks and a night crawler, or a single hook with a minnow. You're putting that food in front of those fish right now when they're feeding, and you're getting that action going all summer long, especially this time of year. So what you want to do, get yourself a set of bottom bouncers, in various weights for the depths you're going to be fishing, and use that leg, the bottom leg of that bottom bouncer to feel the transition. So you're going to have a steady pull, and that's going to be mud or sand or something a little bit softer. Then you're going to have clicks and pops, and you're going to feel your rod tip bounce. That's going to be when you're bouncing through those transition areas where it's chunk rock, or maybe it's gravel, or maybe you're starting to hit those bigger areas. And another thing is that leg on a bottom bouncer is going to save you time and again, because it keeps that lure, it keeps that bait up and out, and then the front end, the bottom bouncer, is not going to hang up or snag. So use a Power Pro or a Fire line or another low stretch line to help connect to that bottom bouncer and feel those transition areas out, because that is where walleyes are going to be feeding this time of year. If you tie onto a bottom bouncer, you're going to want a rod 6.5, 7.5 feet, so you can feel that, play the fish properly, and you have some distance, when it's time to net those fish and be ready for the end of the action there. So if you stop in at your local runnings, the friendly staff there will be able to point you in the right direction of where a walleye bite might be going this time of year, especially as things fire up, and what sort of tactics are paying off. Whether it's a bottom bouncer, if you have dingy water, or you're looking at something brighter like an orange like this one, or chartreuse, or maybe you just need the lead version. Pick them up in all different weights, all different kinds, and find the bottom bouncers that work for your presentation. Troll them along slowly, find those breaks, find those transition areas, and utilize a bottom bouncer to get on fish this time of year. For the Rundown, I'm Nick Simonson. Good fishing to you.